Are you really trying to provoke me? And every single time he's stepping closer and closer to me. Are you really trying to provoke me? Are you trying to provoke me? I'll kill you. You'll really lose your life in here.
Regional dispatch.
Hi, I have a question.
Aisha Nelson's first 911 call came in just before 5:30 on June 22nd. She asks how to file a police report after she says her boyfriend threatened to kill her.
He do have possession of a gun that I purchased. He did take it, and I didn't make a big fuss about it. But since he threatened my life, he has the means to do it.
The dispatcher encourages her to go to a nearby police station and call from there to have an officer come out and take a report. He also reminds her there are local shelters she can stay at for safety. But according to regional dispatch records, she didn't call back until just after midnight on June 23rd. She asks for an officer to meet her at a Family Dollar so she could file a police report.
I don't want him arrested. I just want to make a report. Just in case anything does happen, because I'm going to protect myself.
On June 23rd, police were dispatched to a home around 1:50 a.m. to respond to a domestic dispute. Upon arrival, they met 31-year-old Aisha Nelson, who was living there with her 6-year-old daughter and her boyfriend Dante Haas. The couple had been arguing, with the dispute carrying on into the wee hours of the morning, and both of them ended up calling the police on each other.
My girlfriend in here acting crazy and flew up the house. I just wanted to get out the house. I don't want no problems.
Aisha informed police that Dante threatened her life with a gun and she wanted him to be removed from the house. The police left, believing they had defused the situation, and they did not remove anyone from the house, nor did they remove the gun, or did they file a police report. An hour later, Aisha and her daughter were shot dead. This is the story of Aisha Nelson. Aisha Nelson was from Newark, New Jersey. She graduated from Central High School in 2009 and joined the U.S. Navy shortly thereafter. Aisha was the mother of a fun-loving, energetic 6-year-old named Harper Monroe. Aisha was also in a relationship with 31-year-old Dante Haas, who she met in the Navy. Now, even though Aisha knew Dante had a domestic violence conviction for beating down his baby's mother, Aisha's loving and trusting heart sought to look past his faults and give him another chance. Aisha relocated to Dayton, Ohio to live with Dante in a house his father owned. Things soured when, upon relocation, Aisha learned that Dante, he was not really about trying to hustle and come up in life. In fact, he just wanted to sit around and play video games all day. Frustrated with Dante playing video games all day, on June 23rd, Aisha hid his Xbox, and things escalated to both of them calling the police on each other and Dante threatening to take her life. On June 23rd, police arrived at Aisha's house, and Aisha described to the police what was going on.
What I thought was a small argument, and he was like, "Get the fuck out, I can't wait for you to leave." I left for came back, he started arguing with me again. I went to the bathroom, I got in the shower. Got in the shower, and he kicked the door open. Now my daughter, she's here, we just moved here. I came before my daughter, she came for the summer. His daughter is here too. So he kicked the door in while I was in there.
Hello.
Hey, I called you, and she just locked me in the basement.
You talk to her, I'll talk to you.
I didn't lock him in the basement, but okay. So he threatened me. He was like, I purchased a gun for the house because I just moved here last September. His daughter was here last year, and someone came through the block and shot every house up because they was looking for his cousin. His dad owns this house, that house, a house across the street, and a house down the street, I believe. But I was like, okay, so cause he just went upstairs. I was sleeping upstairs. Me and my daughter went up there cause there's a door. So we had some privacy. He just kicked the bathroom door in. So he came up there. He started arguing with me again. He kept calling me in front of my daughter. It did upset me. I'll admit, I say, get the f out of here. Leave me alone. So he went in the closet and grabbed the gun. So he was like, yeah, get out of my house. So I was like, okay. Like, just okay. Like now at this point he got the gun in his hand. So I let things calm down like an hour, and I was like, are you going to give me my gun? Like, I don't care what you do with it, but you need to put it down. Like, give me my gun. So he was like, my gun is registered in my name now. He just started arguing, and he was like, you'll get the out of here. I'll get my sisters and everybody to beat you up. And I was like, you're not going to do nothing. He was like, matter of fact, get out. I said, you can't put me out. I can't run here. So he was like, you really willing to lose your life over a gun? Like, seriously? Like, you really trying to provoke me? So I was like, you know what? Because he was drinking. So I just was like, maybe when he calmed down, because he's gotten upset before, but he never went to this extreme. I said, maybe when he calmed down, tomorrow will be a new day. But he just kept, like, he'll keep coming upstairs. If I'm in this room over here, I started cleaning it out so I could put a bed in there, we'll sleep in there. Like, he just was following me around the house.
This was still all last night.
This was last night.
Okay.
So today, we didn't talk much. Before he left, he was like, when are you getting out of the house? I said, I'm not leaving. I made up my mind, because last night I was going to leave me at the hotel. He cut my credit cards off. He was like, you leaving? I'm going to give me those credit cards. I said, you're not getting nothing. I paid the balance on them. Today, he said, when are you getting out? I said, I'm not getting out. You made it to where I can't get a credit card. I'm meant to where I can't go get a hotel. I'm not getting out. So he was like, you gonna be gone when I come back. And all of this is in front of my daughter. Like, every other word is like, that's how he's referring to me now. So I'm like, okay, whatever. He came back with his daughter. We was going back and forth, and I was like, you can do and say whatever you want to me when it's just us here. But when we in front of my daughter, I'll go to the end of the earth for mine. Like, don't disrespect me in front of my daughter. He was like, you getting out my house? Like, are you really trying to provoke me? And every single time he's stepping closer and closer to me. Are you really trying to provoke me? Are you trying to provoke me? I'll kill you. You'll really lose your life in here. He's like, matter of fact, I'll get my sister to whoop you. You're not from here. You're not about that. You're not from Ohio. Like, it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. You're going to get the out. Like, I'm telling you, what did he say? You're going to get out, or you're going to have to suffer the alternative, or something like that. The reason why I do take it a little seriously is because he had domestic issues with his daughter's mother, where he was convicted of beating her. And so for him to talk so loosely in front of my daughter, I don't want to take it seriously because we've been friends for so long, but I do. Because, he didn't start doing any of this until after he grabbed the gun. And this is the second, he said 2 times, asked me, am I willing to lose my life? And I don't like that. I don't like that. He did talk to his dad. His dad just came, and I guess they drew the conclusion to call the police, but I had already called them since earlier, so.
You plan on staying here, like living here?
I pay this rent here. I don't have family here. I don't have friends here.
Hear me out. I'm just asking if you want to be here.
I want to be here in peace. Like I told her, I called the police 2 times today already. I did try to do this discreetly because, like I told her, his dad owned about 3 or 4 houses on his block. His granny lived next door. Like, I really didn't want to upset him. So I called. I let the dispatcher know what was going on. I let them know that he had already threatened me twice.
At some point, you would have to come.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. Like I told the dispatcher, like, I don't mind y'all talking to him. Yeah. I just didn't want to be around while y'all talking to him.
Right. So, listen, here's what I explained to him. Okay. You guys are adults. So, you're obviously both trying to provide a safe space for your children.
I don't think so, though. Because, like I told her, he's walking around the house waving his gun that I purchased. Like, he didn't start making any threats last night till he had the gun. So I told her I discounted it to the fact that he was out all day yesterday, had Taco Tuesday drinking. So, I mean, I was like, maybe, if we go to sleep. But today he woke up with the same shenanigans. And everything, all of this is in front of my daughter. Like, that's the issue that I have. You say, like, we're adults trying to provide a safe space.
Well, I'm not
and
saying
he's
that,
not trying to
saying
create
is
that
we wanna
environment for his daughter or mine.
Listen. What I'm saying is, let's try to let cooler heads prevail, rational minds prevail. And if this isn't a good situation for you, start to make a transition into another situation.
He cut my credit cards off and cleaned out my bank account.
What I'm saying is, where there's a will, there's a way.
Well, I mean, maybe he could go. But I've been paying. I pay the rent here. I have receipts. I've been paying the rent here since I moved here, with no help from him.
Well, if you're going to continue to abide here and live here.
I'm not abiding by anything. I live here, and I have the right to stay here peacefully
Yeah,
without being
listen,
threatened. I didn't make
listen.
any threats to him. I didn't do anything to him.
Yeah, hear me out. Listen, hear what I'm saying. Okay? I'm not trying to argue with you.
No, I'm not trying to argue with you, but I'm just trying to make sure
If
you
you're going to be here,
understand the
and if
situation.
it's not a good situation, start making the process transition out somewhere else or do something else. Or,
Did you make the same suggestion?
I told him the exact same thing.
Okay.
So
I'm telling you the same thing.
what my partner's trying to say is that if you legitimately don't feel like this is a good living situation for you, then like for me, if I was in a situation that wasn't good for me, I would want to get out.
Okay,
But
look, hear
the
me
fact
out.
that
Though.
you're saying like no, I'm gonna
here.
stay.
I just got here. I don't have a relative's house I could go to. He wants to be here in the heat of this situation. Like I said, his dad owns 4 houses on this block. He could go to his granny house. He could go anywhere. You said cooler heads prevail. He's not trying to get out of this situation. He's trying to create an uncomfortable situation for me,
Right.
to where not only can I not live here peacefully, but he's making it to where I can't even go peaceful because he took my money. He
Right.
cleaned the account out. He cut off my credit cards. That's
I
what
hear
he's
you're saying.
doing. So what am I supposed to do?
The fact that this is a family member's house, like one of his family members' houses, you know he's not going anywhere, and they're not going to put him out and let you stay. It's just not. You know
He can
that.
willfully leave.
Right, but what, for the night? Are you guys going to stay together?
No, we're not together. That's it.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, if it was your family and your family's house, are they going to put you out and let him stay?
No, nobody is going to get put out. Nobody's getting put out. But I'm like I explained to you, I'm not going to go somewhere and just pour all of my money into it. And he's personally exhausting all of my funds, which I didn't have an issue with it. But then it's like, once you drain me out and clean me out, it's like, okay, I don't know what fight I don't know if this is a financial thing for him or what, but now it's like, okay, now I'm going to create a situation to where I'm going to make it to where I'm not going to make you leave, but I want you to go. Like he asked me on the video, when are you going to leave? And he just keep doing that. But he's not creating the environment where I'm in, or the situation where I can leave. Not financially, not physically, none of that.
Right.
I can leave. I can go sleep in my car, but that's what I have. With a 6-year-old.
Yeah, and it's not an ideal
It
situation.
don't make sense. It's not.
It's definitely not ideal. But if there's a genuine threat, then.
But again, if there's a genuine threat, I have the right to go down there and file for a TPO as well. This is my dwelling. This is all I know. I'm from Jersey. I'm from the East Coast. I'm not even from here. My family is there.
Take it.
Like, I mean, because it's like,
we're hearing you out, and I want to hear you out, but I also want you to.
I don't want to. I'm telling you, I really don't want to go that route to where it's like another restraining order, another legal issue for him, another nothing. But he's continuing to threaten me in front of my daughter, and I'm not going to say let me let him run me up out of here like he ran the last girl up out of here, because all the threats with I'll get my sister to whoop you and all of that, I'm not going to have it. This is where I stay. If you're going to pose a threat, you can go. You could go in handcuffs, or you could go. But like you said, oh, this is his dad's house. I have this right, though. Yeah. And I'm not about to let him abolish my right. I have the right to be here.
Is he on probation?
Until, I don't know. Until I'm financially in a situation.
Let us go look his info up. See what we've got.
When the officers stepped away from the house, they discussed the circumstances and the possibilities of charging Dante.
I just don't see how this is a situation where she believes it's, I mean, she's saying she believes it's a genuine threat, but why, if that's the case, why are you still here? Why are you putting yourself in this situation?
The officers left, thinking the situation was diffused, but later on that morning, on June 23rd, around 11:45, the officers returned to the residence to do a welfare check. Upon arrival, officers found the dead bodies of Aisha Nelson and her 6-year-old daughter, Harper Monroe. Dante then drove to Alabama and ended his life with a self-inflicted gun wound.
All I know is that my daughter and my granddaughter were killed. That's it. They were shot. I know nothing else.
They didn't do their job. And now Aisha and Harper are gone.
Well, first at 10, it's been more than 6 months since Aisha Nelson called police to say her ex-boyfriend was threatening to kill her.
He followed through on those threats, and now an internal investigation blames in part two Dayton police officers' response to Nelson's calls for help. 2 News reporter Kajasia Hawkins joins us live in the studio. Kajasia, you talked with Aisha's family and attorneys. What are they telling you?
John, both Aisha's family and attorney Michael Wright say that police did not listen to her pleas for help, and it ultimately resulted in her and her daughter's lives being taken.
He didn't start doing any of this until after he grabbed the gun. And this is the second, he said 2 times, asked me, am I willing to lose my life? And I don't like that.
This is body cam footage of Aisha Nelson describing the words and actions of her boyfriend, 31-year-old Dante Halls, and insisting to police that she was uncomfortable before he then killed her, her daughter, and then himself. The altercation started on June 22nd, and DPD officers did not respond to Nelson's calls until about 1:30 a.m. on the 23rd. Despite her pleas, officers left after 30 minutes and did not file a police report, despite Nelson telling them that Halls had a gun. And an hour later, both 31-year-old Aisha Nelson and her 6-year-old daughter Harper Gwen were shot to death. After a month-long investigation, DPD released a statement saying officers Terrell Moore and Catherine Santos have been suspended for 160 hours and have received written reprimands and are required to attend additional training, but the family attorney says that just isn't enough.
2 lives were lost, and we're saying that a 30-day suspension is warranted and some retraining. What needs to happen is immediate termination and retraining of the entire Dayton Police Department.
Aisha was a Navy veteran, born and raised by her grandmother in New Jersey along with her sisters. One of the reasons Aisha had no place to turn to the night she was murdered. And her twin sister Ajala, who spoke exclusively to 2 News, says a big piece of her is forever gone.
I really get stuck sometimes. Like, I can't believe that my sister is not here. And then me being her twin sister is like, I'm just broken.
Aisha's twin Ajala also says that she doesn't want a penny out of this situation because nothing can bring her sister back. She just wants officers to be held accountable. In the studio, Kajasia Hawkins, 2 News.
Our deepest condolences to Aisha Nelson's, Harper Monroe, and Dante Hawes' family. We keep their family in our deepest prayers, and our hearts go out to them all. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share the video.